Welcome. In this quick explainer, we are going to build a super practical toolkit to make you a more confident English speaker. We're going to focus on simple, powerful tricks for those everyday moments where you just want to feel totally at ease. Let's jump right in.
You know that feeling, right? You're in the middle of a conversation, you're trying to ask for something, and your mind just goes blank. You can picture the object perfectly in your head, but the English word? Poof, it's gone. So frustrating.
Okay, first things first, do not panic. This is totally 100% normal when you're learning a language. It happens to literally everyone. And the great news is, there are some really simple, powerful ways to handle these moments and just keep the conversation going smoothly. So what's the real problem here? Well, it often comes down to really simple, everyday objects. You need something from the kitchen, maybe the bathroom, but you don't know the specific name for it. And just like that, the conversation just grinds to a halt. But it really doesn't have to be that way.
Okay, our first strategy is all about building your own words. I want you to think about it like playing with Legos. You take two small, simple blocks that you already know, you click them together, and suddenly you've built something totally new and useful. This is the magic of what we call compound words.
So a compound word is exactly what it sounds like. It's just two separate words that we join together to make a brand new one. Look at the example here. Toothbrush. You know tooth and you know brush. Put them together, and bam, you have a new word with a very specific meaning. So here's the basic formula. The first piece is the modifier, and its job is just to describe something. In our example, tooth tells us what kind of brush we're talking about. And that modifier connects to the base word. The base word just gives us the general category of the thing. So brush is the category. I mean, it could be a hairbrush or a paintbrush, but that modifier narrows it right down for us. And there you have it. The modifier plus the base word equals a brand new compound word with a super specific meaning. So tooth plus brush equals toothbrush. It's simple, it's logical, and honestly, it's an incredibly powerful tool for you to have. You'll start to see this pattern pop up in a few different ways. The most common one is probably noun plus noun, like in traffic jam, but you'll also see other combos, like an adjective plus a noun for high chair, or even a verb plus a noun to make wrapping paper. Once you start looking for these, you'll see them absolutely everywhere. All right, let's move on to our second strategy. Sometimes you just need to know the specific name for a common but kind of tricky household item. So let's do a little quick-fire round to get these names locked in. First up, the colander. This is that bowl with all the little holes in it. The most important thing to remember is what it does. You use it to drain the water away from your pasta or after you've washed some vegetables. Next, we have a peeler. The name here pretty much gives it away, right? Its job is to peel. It's that little tool you use to take the skin off potatoes, carrots, or apples super fast. This is a whisk. You use it to mix things like eggs or cream together really quickly. It adds air into the mix, which is perfect when you're making an omelet or whipping cream. It's way faster than using a fork. And of course, the spatula, a true kitchen hero. This is that flat tool you use to get under things, to flip a pancake or an egg or to serve a slice of lasagna. Super useful. Okay, moving out of the kitchen, we have the plunger. Not exactly the most glamorous tool, I know, but trust me, it's incredibly important. It's that thing with the rubber cup on the end of a stick that you use to unblock a sink or a toilet. So now for the ultimate strategy. What do you do if you haven't learned the word and you can't build it with our Lego method? Well, this is your secret weapon. This is how you turn a moment of not knowing into a chance to actually show off your great communication skills. And the best part is, it's so easy. You don't need any fancy words. You just follow these simple patterns. If you say, it's a thing for drying hair, everyone will know you mean a hairdryer. Or, it's something you use to flip pancakes. Well, that's obviously a spatula. And it's a bowl with holes. That's our old friend, the colander. See? Simple. And just look at how this works in a real sentence. Could I have the thing for draining pasta? That is polite, it's perfectly clear, and it's completely fluent English. You've communicated exactly what you need without ever saying the word colander. This isn't a failure to find a word. It's an advanced communication skill. All right, let's tackle a classic. This is a point of confusion for so many English learners, the difference between borrow and lend. They're really just two sides of the same coin, but using the wrong one is a super common mistake. Let's clear it up.
It all comes down to the direction of the action. That's it. When you borrow something, the item is coming to you. You are receiving it. But when you lend something, the item is going from you. You're the one giving it. It's all about your perspective in the situation.
So a very common mistake is to say something like, "Can you borrow me your pen?" That's actually incorrect, because the person who has the pen is the one who lends it. The person who needs the pen is the one who borrows it. So the right way to ask would be, "Can you lend me your pen?" Or from your side, "Can I borrow your pen?"
And if you want a really simple trick to lock this in your memory, just think of this. The B in borrow can stand for be receiving. If you are the person who's going to be receiving the item, you use borrow. Okay, so let's do a super quick recap of our new communication toolkit. First, build your own words like Legos using that compound word formula. Second, start learning the specific names for those key household objects. Third, if you ever get stuck, use your secret weapon and just describe what you need. And finally, always remember the difference. You borrow an item and someone else lends it to you.
With these tools, you're not just memorizing words, you're actually learning how to communicate effectively and with confidence in just about any situation. So the only question I have for you is, what object are you going to try to describe today?